Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Let's have the best darn show ever, shall we? Won't you be my neighbor? Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, no longer California, Los Angeles, to be to be pseudo specific. My name is BrianEngelman today. As I said, September 8th, Monday, 2025. This right here, what do you call this? This is the Unhappy Hour, a division of Strictly Football. We're going to do a Strictly. Well, I got a lot of shows. Tomorrow is Strictly Football. Where's the graphic for that? Strictly Football will be on tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with Mike Barra and Jim Mitchell. Check out episode 1 and episode 2 from last week. But yeah, this is going to be Strictly Browns, covering the Browns' epic fumbling of the bag. Oh, you remember when Josh Cribbs said, today it was about Browns versus Browns, and the Browns lost. Do you remember that quote? My buddy Brandon just reminded me of that one. Today was about Browns versus Browns, and the Browns lost. I fought the Browns, and the Browns lost. Browns had everything that they needed to get this win. I mean, I guess except the ability to do it. Not entirely certain why that happened or where it came from. Browns had the ability. We missed an extra point. We missed a field goal. And doggone it all, if that didn't come back to bite us. How many times have we had to deal with this in Cleveland? We draft kickers. We draft more kickers. How many kickers have we drafted in the past couple of years? Quite a few. And so we're trying to figure out what to do with the kicker position. I just wish we could put a team together that was the best of the best. I wish we could have a same team with Joe Thomas, Josh Cribbs, what's his face? Phil Dawson. If you could put all of the best players on the same team at the same time, then maybe, maybe the Browns could win a few games. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and we find ourselves sitting at 0-1 going into week 2. Looking at the next several games on our lineup, on our schedule, on our calendar, this might have been the most winnable game. But you know what? The way the defense played in the second half, it gives us hope. I don't want to sit here and talk about moral victories, but there were some things that looked okay and some things that looked like trash. And we're going to talk about them a little bit. Also, Browns are going to Browns. Hey, Sal, do you want to join the show today? You're more than welcome, of course. Sal Harris. Maybe I should put the link. How do I do it? Stickers should stay within the box. Viewers will see updates to your stickers. I don't know what that means. Apply. Browns are going to Browns. Okay, now it's on the screen. I don't understand what just happened. I guess take it off? I don't know. Apply? Okay. Trying out some new functions here. So here, let's go ahead and switch over to our profile for the Unhappy Hour Sports Show and talk about what we learned. By the way, here's Bo Jackson with his very first carry being a touchdown for the Buckeyes. That's pretty great. Buckeyes had an absolute whooping. So there you have it. Pinned to the top of our X feed. Sal says, "Why, yes. How do I get you the link to today's show? Let me see. What's the best way to get you the link to today's show? Let's take a look here. What is the best way? Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll click here. I'll click share screen. Oh, no, not share screen. I'll do invite guests. There we have it. Okay, perfect. Now I'll go to Facebook. It says I'm live now. Browns. Okay, there's a live react. I need to go to what? Strictly football. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, we did a live stream during the game, and we're going to intend on doing live streams for the games as much as I can. It was a lot of fun. Here we go. So I'll put to join today's show. To join today's show, click here. All right, we're broadcasting in Strictly Browns. Sal has the open invite. Anybody has the open invite if you want to jump in and join us. So, all right, let's talk about it. Should the Browns cut kicker? Here, let me go to the other screen, and I will share. There we are. Can we go side by side? Yes, we can. Si se puede. By the way, you want to see the nightmare fuel? Oh, my good gracious. Look at this. Miles coming off of a stunt and just annihilates. See, and that only worked because, is that Carson? Was that Carson 49? Is that his number, 49? He came in on a blitz, and 64 got absolutely taken out of the play, and Miles was just a monster there. That is nightmare fuel. Miles was incredible yesterday. But the kicker wasn't. What's the guy's name? Andre Smith? S-Z-M-Y-T. Is it pronounced Schmidt or Smith? Should the Browns cut kicker Andre Smith after he lost the game yesterday? Ken Carmen thinks so. Quote, you have to cut him and get him out of here. He missed an extra point that led to the Browns being down by 1 instead of tied. And then he missed a chip shot 36-yard field goal that would have put Cleveland up by 2 with 2:25 to play. Quote, I'll keep trying kickers. Find a different one. It's not ridiculous. That's just the business they're in. That's what makes the position so difficult. So what would you do? Would you cut your kicker? Hello, OG Skeletor, new Browns channel. No, I wouldn't say it's a new Browns channel. What I would say is that we cover the Browns on 2 YouTube channels. And we broadcast. Your TV is a little loud, Mr. Sal, in the background. If we could bring that down a scotch. Sal Harris joining us. Happy to have Sal. But we have 2 YouTube channels. The New American Media, that's our flagship with 1,900 videos, millions of views, and 6,500 subscribers roughly. But then we also have the Unhappy Hour Sports Show YouTube channel that stays strictly sports. As much as possible. I'll take any good social issue any day of the week, as Sal or anybody else will attest to. I love getting into the weeds on all the stuff that they're trying to ruin sports with, but that's another topic for another day. Today, we're just mainly talking about the Cleveland Browns. But is it a new Browns channel? No, it's not new. But if it's new to you, then please hit like, please hit subscribe. We've been crushing it over here for a little while. In fact, check this dude out.
Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching Unhappy Hour.
So there you go. That's Eric Metcalf. This is the Unhappy Hour. My name's BrianEngelman. Thank you for being here. Sal Harris, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, sir?
I did a live stream yesterday, the longest ever, 8.5 hours.
Wow.
I just sat around watching football and you know how William has joined us a couple times?
Yes.
Big Willie, Slick Willie. He joined and he hung out for most of the day, that probably better part of all the day, in his garage. We're just watching football. Yeah. And then it was like, hey, let's pull up. Who's getting the fantasy points? Izzy joined us. And have you done a show with Izzy yet? I think you might have. Sal, did you meet Izzy?
No.
No, I've seen him though. I've seen him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he joined for a long time as well. And in fact, my friend Angela joined and she's like, I can't get the game. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, she couldn't hear the game. She was working. And she goes, but I saw you posting and I clicked on it and you're giving me the play-by-play. I'm like, oh, so I get to be your Jim Donovan? I was like, yes, this is cool. I love doing the play-by-play. It is a lot of fun. Well, thank you for being here. We were currently talking about the kicker, man. It's been a trouble position for far too long on this doggone team. Sal, it's the conversation. Do we cut the kicker? Do we just go with somebody else? And my God, you look at who the Bills brought in for a kicker. He had to run out on a game-winning walk-off kick fire drill, no timeouts left, and he nailed it. We get a young guy that can't even make a 30-yarder or make an extra point. I'm
chip
like,
shot.
Chip
Yes.
shot, baby. We lost this game.
It's a chip shot. Let's be clear. It's a chip shot. It wasn't. You can make that kick.
Yeah. OG Skeletor is in the comments here. I don't know if I could make the kick. I haven't done a lot of kicking, but I would give it a try. OG Skeletor, please hit like, please hit subscribe, sir. I think it's a sir. Says, okay, thanks. Keep the kicker and bring a fresh pair of legs for competition and go from there. Dustin Hopkins, man, we were all excited about him, and he started getting the yips. What do you do at kicker? Do you keep this guy? Do you kick him to the curb? What do you do, Sal?
I think that you go with a veteran. You never go with the young guy because of the fact that he hasn't been put in that position ever before. This is his first time being in the big leagues. So I think that we gave up on Hopkins too quickly.
Really?
And I think that if Atlanta gets rid of Wu, we should get that guy. The guy
you think
from
we'll
Atlanta.
Get rid of Yin Shuku or Yin, whatever the guy.
Yeah. We can get Cool.
Young way.
Cool. I don't know. We can get him. I think that sometimes when it comes to kicking, it's good for you to get go different places. I don't think the kicker should be in one place no longer than maybe 5 to 6 years anyway. That's just my opinion of it. But I think that we gave up on Hopkins too quickly. Is as easy as this sound, like we just like you said, we can say how easy it is, but until we get put in that position, but it's a young guy, and I think for him to be in Cleveland, we should only get veterans. you can't get a guy that's not a veteran to come to Cleveland, because I feel bad for him. I really do feel bad for him.
Really? I mean, look, man. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo. I mean, look, you go from nowhere. Where was he in the Argonauts or up in the USFL or doing something? Importance was that baseball. The thing that she stole, fair game till someone yoinks it and raises it and goes, yes. Okay, so that being said, family as I could, I'm in town for a day or 2 or 3, whatever. Try moments of camaraderie of 80,000 Clevelander energy from the Cleveland fan base with yet another.
And is because I decided to go to the Browns backer bar in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to go there, and I had my kids with me. So I was like, all right, guys, we're going to go to the Browns game. And they put on their jerseys and everything, their Browns paraphernalia. We headed on out.
Nice. How young are the kids?
9 and 12.
Nice. Okay.
So, they're into
solid core memories. When I was 9, I think we were in the AFC Championship game against John Elway's Broncos, back-to-back years,
Right.
So how was your experience at the backers bar?
Well, the biggest thing is I want them to pick their own team, but for some reason, because I'm their dad, they like the Browns. They like the Elves, the Browns. So
now it's funny that elves sounds like L's. Because we do keep throwing up the elves.
The elves.
Elves? Are you saying elves?
Like the Keebler elves.
The Keebler elves? I know.
Yeah, I know, right?
The word almost sounds exactly like.
Or the Cleveland elves.
It sounds like the same word.
But yeah, so we go there. We're enjoying the game. I mean, it was, the game was the game.
It was competitive. It was. We didn't get steamrolled, and in the second half, we absolutely dominated with our defense.
Exactly.
Dominated.
Exactly. And with my son don't even know anything about football. He was like, "Why aren't they running the ball?" I was like, I don't know. I was like, well, son, they don't have faith in their running back. That's the reason why.
Yeah, I would love to know why we didn't sign Quinshawn Judkins, why we didn't get him in camp. Oh, well, the league is investigating. Let him investigate. There were no charges filed. What the fuck are we doing? Sign the guy. Well, it's a dispute over guaranteed money. He got all his guaranteed money. Why didn't you fucking sign him the moment you had the chance? What in the hell's happening? It totally fumbled the bag. Who knows? Maybe Quinshawn Judkins will be that bell cow back that healthy Nick Chubb was. I don't know.
He'll be fine.
But I just didn't understand why we didn't sign him and why he couldn't be available to play in week 1.
Because we're trying to do like everybody else because of that bad contract that we gave
Watson.
We they want to kind of scale back, you know. So at the end of the day, you can't in the words of my mom, you can't cut off your nose to spite your face. And I think that's what the Browns do a lot of the time. They want to be the smartest people in the room when they're not the smartest people in the room. Let's just face it. If we got any type of talent, you should pay them their money, especially if they're going to make the team better.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Myles Garrett went from demanding a trade. He had no sway. He had no leverage in the negotiation under contract and whatnot. And Jimmy Haslam did a smart thing by when they tried to circumvent it by going to him directly. He's like, nope, you deal with AB. That's our guy. And like, to his credit, they avoided that. They re-signed him, and he was the highest paid non-quarterback until 7 players surpassed him since then. So it looks like we got Myles at a deal, which it always looks like an overpay at first. Give it a month, and you'll see how things look once they reset the market. But yeah, Myles showed up and was everything we could have hoped for there. Mason Graham started off pretty slow, but he started playing fantastic in the second half. And I mean, with Carson in the middle at linebacker, there are people that are really going to the ball right now. That defense, they shined. They held the Cincinnati Bengals to almost nothing. I mean, an embarrassingly low, and I will tell you this, an embarrassingly low stat line, because I started Joe Burrow in one of my fantasy leagues. It crushed me. I started Jamar Chase in 2 fantasy leagues. Crushed me because the Browns crushed them. This was a winnable game. We shoulda, coulda, woulda. OG Skeletor here says the funny thing is most of the free agent kickers have been on this team already.
Exactly.
That is nutty. What is it? Austin Seibert? I don't know. I mean, obviously Dustin Hopkins, because he's the latest one, and all the rest.
All the rest.
Yeah. I don't even want to remember their names. I don't care. I'm sure we can remember them. It's not worth knowing, but now I'm curious. But that being said, let me go to a couple comments here, and let's kind of tear through our Twitter feed. Make sure you're following us on X. We're at the Unhappy Hour _. At the Unhappy Hour _. I hope you're not photosensitive. Light sensitive? What's that called? I hope you don't have seizure risk, because it's been flashing Cleveland Rocks up there on the screen for about 5 minutes. If I've thrown you into an epileptic seizure, my apologies, but Cleveland does rock. All right, Quincy Carrier Sal says the Browns did everything to close that game out. Browns offense put special teams in a favorable position to win the game. Hell, the front office got rid of the kicker we all thought would stink week 1 and replaced him with a guy that a lot of people wanted. But that guy didn't do his job. You lose. Doggone it. Doggone it, Sal. I mean, but this game was much bigger than just the kicker, okay? Let's talk about the interceptions that occurred during the game. Joe Flacco played a pretty darn decent game, pretty darn enough to win almost under normal circumstances.
Right.
Can you talk about those interceptions that we saw and how his receiving corps failed him yesterday?
Well, once again, I think that Flacco was out of his element. I believe he didn't throw a pass that was over like 16 yards or so, except for the one touchdown pass that he threw. So
he was not airing it out a lot.
He wasn't airing it.
But you know what? he was distributing it all around the field. He was getting everybody involved. He wasn't making the big stupid mistakes. And it's like, okay, it was enough to win, except that we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, but I look at it this way. Who popped one up? I know that the tight end pop one up.
Cedric Tillman was one.
Okay, Tillman was
and
one.
the other one was Jerry Jeudy.
You
just can't have that from your number one receiver and your number two. And by the way, maybe it wasn't perfectly thrown. Maybe he had to slow down and look back a little bit. Maybe it hit him, but it was a little. It didn't matter. It hit both hands.
It hit your hands. If it hit your hands and hit your chest, you're supposed to catch it.
Dude, it's not volleyball. You don't pop it up so that the defender can get an easy one. Like you don't do that. In no universe do you do that, let alone as a 1 or 2 receiver. But that happened to both of us yesterday. Go figure.
I think that ultimately, is we say it's a team sport, but when you have these type of things happening to us, where our margin of error is so minute and tiny because of the way we are, just the way our team is, our margin of error is so small that this should never happen. These are the smallest things, I remember like the year before last, we used to always get those penalties for like illegal formation and things of that nature. It's like me recalling that, but in this game they didn't have so many penalties against them. So that's what I thought was going to be the reason why they'll have a chance to win. So if you look at all these other things that compound together, is what really throws you off as a fan, where you actually look at it from a standpoint of us being cursed, because it's like Murphy's Law. Whenever we come on this field, whatever is not supposed to happen will happen because of the fact that we're the Browns, and we're going to figure out a way to give this game away. And that's what we did.
Did you hear my quote from the beginning about Josh Cribbs?
No, what?
My buddy reminded me of this quote. He said, by the way, let me quote Josh Cribbs from about 15 years ago. One of the best returners to ever step out on any field for any team ever. And also, Sal, what I was saying at the beginning of the show was, man, I wish we could just put all the best together. Put Bernie on a team with Joe Thomas, with Phil Dawson, with Miles Garrett, healthy Nick Chubb, put Baker on. Can we just put can we just ever get it all in the same season? And because we squandered the careers of Josh Cribbs and Joe Thomas, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So here's the Josh Cribbs quote. Today, it was Browns versus Browns, and the Browns lost. That's my energy on this one. They had every opportunity to get this one, and they walked away with the loss. Those interceptions, and look, I've called a couple of points on interceptions. Oh, Joe Flacco. Oh, Baker Mayfield. Oh, they throw so many interceptions. I'm like, it depends what kind of interception. Right. If you're stuck in at 45 yards downfield, that's called a punt. Do I care if we get an interception trying to make a big play on 3rd and long, throwing at 45 yards? It's the equivalent of a punt. Nope. Now, if we're going to be backed up at our own 7 and we do a tip drill and we throw it right into somebody's outstretched arms and it turns into an easy pick 6 and it totally swings the course of the game, I don't want those interceptions. I don't want any of them, but if it's just going to be a long punt, what do I care? What do I care? Also, Joe Flacco gets dinged on his permanent record. His report card says 2 interceptions yesterday. Joe Flacco didn't throw 2 interceptions yesterday. The receivers created 2 interceptions yesterday. That's not on Flacco. I wish there was a way we could chart those differently. I guess Pro Football Focus, the PFF scores do that, as is my understanding. I'm not a super nerd. I don't like geek out on the stats per se, but that wasn't on Flacco. He did enough to win. Dylan Sampson. Well, anyway, I got a couple highlights I want to get to, but any thoughts on that Josh Cribbs quote? Today it was Browns versus the Browns, and the Browns lost. I mean, it's an evergreen quote because it just keeps coming back, like you said, like we're cursed. What is going on?
Yeah, like Murphy's Law. Anything that you say that could never possibly happen in a game, it always tend to happen to us. Because it was more than the interceptions. It was
Yep.
more than the missed field goal kicks.
Mhm.
It was more than it was more than the drop pass that Judy had for the third down,
Yeah.
where he dropped the pass that hit him right in the chest and he couldn't hold on to it.
Unreal.
Noah Fant, he dropped the easy pass that was in his hands. He dropped it, so it was a combination of everything. So when I look at like how people like to say, oh, it's this person's fault or that person's fault, it's going to always go down to that field goal kicker, though. For him to miss that extra point, where if he had made the extra point, it would have been tied 17. Or if he made the field goal kick, we would have won the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to be looked upon as being the reason why we lost. But those other things that happened, they played a big part of it. And just like my son, who don't know anything about football, he said, you know what, Dad, shouldn't they be running the ball more?
Yeah. Well, they were saying that just Jerome Ford couldn't get anything done.
He's trashed. Now that's who they should have get rid of. They should have got rid of him.
Maybe they'll cut him when Quinshawn comes back.
And I hope that happens.
I mean, Rocket, the guy they signed off the street, looked okay.
Yeah,
he looked all right.
Ford has this Flintstone running style that's ridiculous. He's worse than I ain't gonna say that. No, I'm gonna say it. He's worse than Trent Richardson.
Oh no!
He can't find the hole to save his life. Pause. He just can't figure it out. He can't.
What does a Flintstone running style mean? You go
the pedal, the pitter patter. Yeah, and it's like he doesn't get past the offensive lineman. Our offensive lineman, who's supposed to make the hole for him, he never gets past that guy, and he ends up just getting tackled. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go through this a little bit. Heartbreak for Andre Smith. We'll see. I haven't heard that he's been cut yet. I don't know if there's any latest news. 2 missed kicks seal a tough loss, leaving the Browns without a plan B at kicker. Kicker Andre says, I kind of rushed the approach on the first one, so I was just trying to correct it on the second one. I thought to play it more right. Obviously, I pushed it. All right, let's go on. Zach Jackson. What's the comment here? Love your podcast and respect your analysis, but missed kicks had nothing to do with the loss. The wide receiver and tight ends put in an absolute disaster piece. Only 2 less drops would have made the missed kicks moot. I mean, there's some of that, but to say the 2 missed kicks had nothing to do with the excruciating 1-point loss, nah, you can't say that. This comment here, defense held them, but holy F, learn to kick the ball better. The kicker and the wide receiver drops that turn into INTs is the reason why they lost the game. Pitiful. Just brutal. So anyway, let's buzz through some information. Zach Jackson reminding us Stefanski is 15-6-1 in 1-score games with no missed kicks. Stefanski is 8-15-1 in 8-15 in 1-score games with 1 kick. God, this is a convoluted stat here. Stefanski is 8-15 in 1-score games with 1 or more points lost to missed kicks. So, I mean, he's 15-6 when the kickers do their job. He's 8-15 when the kickers don't. I mean, I'm no Stefanski fan. I don't like Stefanski. I'm ready for anybody else. But, whatever. We're stuck with him, so let's win with him. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But at this point, I mean, look at those stats. 15-6 in a 1-score game when there's no missed kicks. 8-15 in a 1-score game, 1-point game, when 1 or more points were lost to kicks. You live in.
He don't kick the field goal. We can't blame him because he doesn't kick field goals. So what we need to do is be patient. Because if Stefanski, we get rid of him, he's going to find a team within seconds. So let's relax. We take this too far. We don't have anyone that we had that'll make sense to replace Stefanski. So we need to keep him. I mean, it's hard to say that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think he deserves the grace of a Marvin Lewis per se, because he hasn't given us that type of record, or has given, making the fans feel good about themselves for rooting for the team. So I think we need to relax, though.
And by the way, talking about coaches that are given way too much slack, Omar Epps over there with the Pittsburgh Steelers Some people give him grief that, oh, he's, 500 coach, a lot of tendency. He never has losing records, but he can't really. I'm like, dude has what? Like 1 or 2 Super Bowl wins? At least one, maybe 2. Drawing a blank on exactly one, at least one. Fine. I'll take one. But look, they found a way to escape that loss yesterday, and they came out with the win. That was a tough game, and they pulled it off. Something can be said about coaching and about tenure, about consistency and stability. And I know that's kind of what we have here. What you have here is failure to communicate. No, but what it is we have a failure when it comes to blowing things up and restarting everything. And Jimmy Haslam, love it or hate it, he's decided he wanted to stop the coaching carousel and the GM carousel and just stick with it for a while. Ups and downs, you might have to rebuild a couple times, but I just want organizational stability. The problem is, here we go, another opening day loss. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear the whys. The point is, win or loss, it's a binary code, 1 or a 0. It's a loss. It's a fucking 0. Yes. And all those fans were robbed of their joyful moment and joyful memory, just like that poor father who had that screeching Karen up in his face at the baseball game. Sal, that's actually a question. I know I'm going to get back to football right after this, but since we're talking about that lady, there's 2 trains of thought. You were talking about being a father and taking your kids to the Browns backers down there in Atlanta. So let me ask you. You saw the Karen that came over screeching, and the father gave the home run ball to that lady. Did the father make the right decision because he was with his kid? And as they say, the way to win a fight is to avoid a fight. And if you're surrounded by crazy, don't match their energy, because they'll drag you down and beat you with experience at being crazy. Or did the father teach his son a terrible lesson, and it's endemic, or it's a snapshot, if you will, of what's happened to America, specifically in this case, the wimpy whites, as I call them on the TNAM Daily Show. But we're getting into politics pretty deep now, but it's okay. We're
same difference. Hey, no, it's the same difference. Same difference.
I call them the wimpy whites, like Malcolm X said, the white liberal is the biggest danger to America and all this stuff. But what you saw there, where the guy got terrified and let this lady yap at him long, and he goes, fine, just go away, get your thing. Even though you didn't earn it, even though you don't deserve it, even though this isn't yours, I'll do whatever you say because I don't want to be yelled at. And I contend that's kind of why America's in the shit position we are, because we've been bullied by the deep state to shut up. You don't want to be called a racist or a misogynist or an Islamophobe or a homophobe or a transphobe or this or that. It's like everything you say could be used against you. So most people just go, I don't want to, I'm just here to watch it. Leave me alone. Okay, fine, take it. And you lose. You wave the white flag of surrender to crazy, and then crazy advances. Consider the scale of a football field. That means crazy advances another first down, and the Overton window of crazy keeps moving down toward the end zone. So there's 2 schools of thought. I kind of see both perspectives, but where do you land on that?
Well, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a true feminist, and I believe in equality. So, by me saying this, if I had been that father, I would have kept the ball and I would have let her yell at me. Mm-hmm. And once the security came, I was security, do your job. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in you being able to do what she did. What she did was out of line.
Oh yeah.
And I feel that it's always about respect with me. Like anything. If I'm a woman, if I was a woman, I would know better than to run up on a 200.
Hold on. What was the woo? Did you start thinking of all how your day would change if you were suddenly?
Oh man, it was awful. It'd be awful. But I'm just saying,
I wouldn't get anything done.
Right, right. I would, I wouldn't know how to do it. Do anything because I'm so independent on myself. So it's like to have that other someone that's she was about 5'5", she probably weighed 100 some pounds. She wasn't a big woman, and she just running up on his father, this big guy. And, I wouldn't have gave her the ball at all because she did what she did. She definitely wouldn't have got the ball. It's about respect. And I would explain to my son why this is the way this happens. Now, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. She came at him like she could have whooped him. Like she could have really jumped on this guy. And I just feel that, it's never good to show that. And it was funny to find out that she worked at a school. She was some type of she worked at a school and they fired her because of what she did. She got fired.
Whoa. Hold on. She got fired after this event?
Yes.
I didn't hear this.
Yeah, she had a job working as an administrator at a school, and she ended up getting fired. So this is what I truly believe. I don't think that what she did is a reason for her to be fired. Okay? She shouldn't have got fired. But we live in a society where you can't make mistakes. And it's really, everything is so fickle to the point where she was wrong, and I guess justice happened. I heard that the Phillies or wherever they were at, they gave him the boy a ball and some swag. But
I think the guy that hit the home run signed a baseball bat, got to meet him, and then then he got from Marcus Lemonis. He gifted him a free RV and tickets to the World Series.
Wow.
So he got rewarded handsomely, $100,000 RV and God knows what they charge for World Series tickets. But, he came out ahead for handling himself with class. But I said, you surrendered, bro. You waved the white flag of defeat. You waved the white flag of defeat. Is your 40 pieces of silver worth selling out your countrymen? You got rewarded with earthly treasures. Who gives a shit about money and earthly treasures? It's the principle. Is that because I'm too argumentative, or do I just think that there was a point to be made there, and you don't let crazy get louder than you, and you don't let crazy win just because they're that loud? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
And then he get emasculated the way he did in front of all those people, and this is something that's going to be on the internet forever, because the internet is going to be there forever. And it's just I just don't really believe in this being the way. This is not the country that I remember growing up in. I remember women knowing that hey, he got the ball, all right, let him have it. He's giving it to his son, But she went out her way to go over there where that man was sitting at and ran up on him and yelled at him and pointed in his face like she can really do something to this guy. Now, just say out of the worst case scenario, if he had gave her the 5-knuckle shuffle, that would be that everybody be like, oh, he's a villain. He's a villain. We never look at the whole altercation, what went down, or none of that stuff. But now we live in a society where a man has to shut up and just take whatever happens to him and hope that the people that see him see how honorable that is and give them RV or give them World Series tickets. But in most cases, that's not the case. But, that's just my thought on it. It's crazy.
Kenneth with a good quote here. Hello, Kenneth. Hello, John Boy, Trash Panda. Stole that guy's balls. That is a great line because she stole that guy's balls.
She did.
And now she only stole one ball, but she stole his man card, his testicles.
Everything.
Now, if he had punched her, I feel like that would have been an escalation a little too far. But if he would have checked her to get her out of his personal space, he's embracing his child. Right. And you have a absolute lunatic nutbag up in your face. I don't know you, and
probably
get
drunk
out of my personal space. I think he had every right to give her a forearm shiver, a Heisman pose, if you will.
Open hand
up in his
open hand
and cussing him out.
A mush, as they call it, a mush right in the face. Mush.
They call that a mush?
Yeah, mush right in the face.
Let me try it. Let me try it with Nimbus.
Yeah. just a nice little mush. But she's been drinking, and that's the whole thing. She's been drinking, she didn't get the ball, and that's pretty much what I chalk it up to. I like to look at things from a logical perspective.
Do you know she was drinking, or you just assume based on how she
I
acted?
know she was drinking. For her to come up in that man's face like that, she had to be drinking. There's no
My
way.
understanding is she did it twice, and she went to another guy and got in his face because they were heckling her after.
She was drinking. That's why. She was embarrassed. She was drinking.
Well,
Yeah,
hey, look, far be it from me. I've been a bartender and I've been on the other side of it. And I've seen some days people wish they could redo. And I've probably been on the other side of that myself. It's, there before the grace of God go I, but it is so emblematic of what we're dealing with as a society is just, if I can be more offended and outraged and louder than you and try to cause a scene, then I win. That's not how you win. You win with better arguments.
Right.
So anyway, back to football. I just did want to check, and it's according to Grok, they said no, she has not been fired.
Oh,
check that.
I saw something on the internet. That's why. Maybe, hey, fake news.
Hey, where was the trash panda? This one. Remember I shared you this one? So, so here's the story on the TNAM Daily Show. I was talking the other day and I came up with the idea we should call ourselves the TNAM Trash Pandas, like it's a softball team. And I said, we rifle through the rubbish and separate fake news from fact. So when we find stories, I break it down. I do, I'll research it on Grok. Is this fake? Is this true? And we break it down. So yeah, we're all educating each other and we find a million stories online. Who knows how many of them are true, but that's what we try to do is figure it out. Trash Panda Texas saying she would be fun on a date. Not. He should be banned from NFL or from Major League Baseball. She should be banned. You don't get in people's faces like that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because it was pretty great, I felt. All right, let's keep it moving here, talking about the Browns. So Mac is saying the Browns held a top 5 offense. Am I on the right screen? Let me go bigger so you can see this. There we go.
Yep.
So the Browns held a top 5 offense to just 17 points and only 141 total yards. Something no team has done to Cincinnati since October of last year, and they still lost. This was the most winnable game they'll see in 6 weeks. Man, it could have changed everything had we gotten this win, but sadly, a little too late, Sal. Defense came on strong. Why did it take them so long to get acclimated in the first half? Because they were running all over us. It was about to be, I keep wanting to say getting motorboated. I know that has a different.
It was just the, I think when you look at our team, we got a lot of rookies on our team. And these guys have to get acclimated to the NFL speed. They got to get acclimated to the game. If you really look at the guys that we had on our team, especially on the defense, I think that what's the lineman we got?
Mason Graham.
Okay, Mason Graham. He didn't do so well
in the first
against the run. Against the run, he did. That's what I'm saying. But he didn't do so well. But the second half, I think somebody talked to him, to let him understand that, hey guys, the only way this team is going to be successful is how far the defense takes us. Okay, so we need you guys to show up. This is and the second half they showed up.
Yeah,
they showed up.
Well, there was a little bit of promise we could take from the game. Quincy Carrier says, watch the Joe Flacco all 22 cut up. He played great on Sunday.
Yeah.
He played great.
I won't say great. He's played good enough for them to win the game. I'm not going to say he played great. He played good enough for them to win the game. There's no reason they should have lost that game. He put special teams in the situation where they could win the game. He put his receivers in a situation where if they caught the ball, they would have got the first down, So it was never a situation where he didn't, where he was at fault for anything.
Yeah. Kenneth saying we went from Cleveland rocks to Cleveland lost. Yeah. Man, did we. Good gracious. Well, then look, I'm not saying that Joe Flacco played great. Quincy Carrier's saying it, and he's a voice that you listen to. He's been doing what we do. He does more deep dives, I suppose, and he's been doing it for a while.
But he said great, man.
He said great.
Man, when I look at Flacco at his greatness, he's chunking the ball. Okay, he's gonna throw some interceptions. I get that, but he's chunking the ball and he's making sure that we get put in position where we can win the game.
But you know what? Look, Joe Flacco and the Browns offense put us in position to win the game on a chip shot.
I agree.
I mean, he did enough to get us there. Like Baker Mayfield did enough on a come from behind win, by the way, his 11th come from behind victory. To all the losers out there that want to say, oh, he's not clutch. They'll say the same about LeBron. They're still saying it about LeBron. It's the dumbest arguers that you'll ever find on the internet is the constant LeBron haters and the Baker haters.
Brian.
But hey,
how good is that?
Hold on. My point was just to finish it up.
Okay.
Baker did enough to it's okay. I do the same. What I do is I keep a notepad on the side, and if I have a thought, I'll jot it down so I won't lose it, but I don't have to interrupt with it. It helps me.
I got you.
That's what helps me. But Baker did enough to put his team in position to win the game. Now, they could have lost it if they would have made their kick, but look, Baker did his part. At some point, you got to blame the defense if they can't hold the other team, So I'm sorry, you were saying. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying is what I always tell you, because you always had this argument about how great Baker Mayfield is. He's in the what? What conference he in?
The one that he keeps winning.
I understand that.
The most competitive conference because the Browns are so close.
You put the Browns in the NFC South, they win.
Stop. How are we beating the Falcons or the Buccaneers?
The Falcons? The who?
No.
The who? The Falcons? The Falcons is not a good team.
They're a good team.
I live in Atlanta. The Falcons is not a good team, sir.
I think they are a good team. They're going to be.
Falcons aren't good. Carolina's not good.
Hold on. Falcons were like, it came down to the last game of the season to win their division last year. I know it was roughly a 500 division.
They don't have a good division. That's all I'm saying, Brian. They don't have a good division.
All right. I know.
They don't. So that's why I say if the Browns are mediocre, but if they had to go against Carolina, the Saints, and Tampa, I mean, not Tampa, but Carolina, the Saints, and Atlanta, they do well. They do well. Trust me.
All right. Let's continue here with Big Mike. He says, here's some positives from the Browns today. Let's talk positive, shall we?
Yes.
Let's get positive. Harold Fannin Jr. is a stud. Talk about him. Bowling Green's best. What do you think about Harold Fannin Jr. now getting to see him in literal action? Wow, is he a target? And he is a problem.
He could I think that he could possibly break Ozzie's record for receptions for Cleveland. I think he can.
He's the real deal. He causes mismatch problems on whether it's the linebacker, he's just a problem. He's just a problem. And I thought Harold Fannin was fantastic yesterday. Yeah. We learned that was a good draft pick by Andrew Berry. Now, obviously, it's too early to really say that, but if the early results are an indicator of future performance, ding, 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 we got a good one in Harold Fannin Jr.
They pick good tight ends. Let's be clear. Good tight ends, wide receivers, no. Kickers, no. Quarterback, no. Tight ends, yeah.
Well, we had Harrison Bryant. We signed what's his nuts out of Atlanta, Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
Couldn't really ever get anything out of that second tight end, and Stefanski loves the two tight end sets.
He loves it.
So I think now this is the first time he's had that dual tight end threat since he's been a head coach. So I don't know where it happens now, but I mean, Njoku and Harold Fannin, they are causing problems for defenders. Yeah. And look, even though Flacco wasn't airing it out 45 yards, that could either be a big play or the equivalent of a punt, he was moving the ball. He got not every drive, a couple fizzled and whatever, but he was getting enough to just game manage. So what? You're going to methodically drive down and wear the defense out. Do it all day if it means a win. I don't care.
Whatever it takes.
It's a 10-yard game, not an 80-yard game. Oh, I got to go 80 yards. No, you have to go 10 in 3 plays, 4 plays. If you go for it, you have 4 plays to go 10 yards. That's it. You just incrementally go. And Flacco did enough yesterday. That's true. When it was enough to get the win, it's painful. Let's talk about Dylan Sampson. He's explosive and versatile. People wondering who we got, but look, the Browns drafted a double-headed running back beast.
Yeah.
Trash Panda saying he's got to go. We'll leave on. Thank you for joining us. Or ask Hunter Kenneth. Oh, okay. We're doing that. Trash Panda Texas. Thank you very much. He's the one that made that graphic of our TNAM trash pandas. We rifle through the rubbish, separating fake news from fact. And so I said, turn them into a softball team. So we put the New American Media logo, the trash pandas, and then it was him yelling at the Karen lady in that image. It was great. Yeah, John is a member of our TNAM meme team. So he comes up with images for us. It's pretty great. So there we have it. Talk about Dylan Sampson. We drafted him to be relevant, and he's relevant. He was injured at the end of last year, right? When they were in their playoff run for Tennessee. Yeah. And it made a big difference. And you're seeing a guy that knows how to play. He catches a lot of balls out of the backfield. He's a versatile, legitimate weapon, I think.
Oh, yeah. He looks very good out there. He looked very good. He didn't look like he was scared. You know, you could tell the difference when Ford came in and he came out. You could tell the difference. You know, it's like, goodness gracious. It really made Ford look real bad. He didn't look Ford tough at all. That guy, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
He didn't look Ford tough.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's great.
He was found on road dead.
Yeah, fixed or repaired daily.
Yes, that's what that guy was. And it's like, you think about it, he was a running back for Alabama.
Oh, is that his story?
Yeah, he was an Alabama running back, and then he ended up going to Cincinnati. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, Ford or Sampson are we talking
Ford.
about? Oh, I thought you were saying Sampson. Okay.
Oh, no,
Ford
was Sampson. No. Ford. That was talking about Ford. So that's why I mentioned that, because he was an Alabama running back, and then they got rid of him and he ended up going to Cincinnati. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't completely aware of his full shenanigans, his comings and goings. But yeah, he looks pretty good, and I'm excited to see what it's going to look like when you got Quinshawn back there splitting carries.
Oh,
yeah. I don't think they're going to give it exclusively to Quinshawn. I think you've seen enough out of Dylan to go, yeah, go 50-50, go two backs, go two tight ends. Did line up Harold Fannin from the Wildcat? Didn't we see a direct snap to Harold Fannin?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm all right with that. Like, put the hands in the ball of the playmakers and go from there.
We'll do like Chubb, like we did with Chubb and Hunt. We'll do like Chubb and Hunt, and I think that they're built for that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next week, and very curious to see how the Browns defense handles Lamar and that offense. I mean, Ravens got stunned last night at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. Man, they found a way to get that game won. The Ravens just fell apart in the last 4 or 5 minutes of that game. The Derrick Henry fumble being the unforgivable, unforced error. Well, it was a forced error, to be fair. It's not like he caught the ball and threw it up like a pop drill so that you could have an easy interception. Like,
no, he pulled a Ford. He pulled a Ford. The lineman, as big as he is, it looked like he should have switched directions. If he saw that the lineman or either went out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, they would have been fine. But he stayed behind there and had the ball out. And what was the guy? Ed Oliver. I think he popped it out his arm, and they got on it. They hopped on it. Yeah.
Well, Dylan Sampson doing okay. Let's talk about Carson Schwessinger.
Ooh.
He is a heat-seeking missile. JOK reminiscent, Clay Matthews reminiscent. Talk about maybe the best interior middle linebacker. I guess that's redundant. The best middle linebacker the Browns have had in decades. What say you?
Woo.
This guy just seems to. They're calling him. He's a Zach Thomas character. Maybe that's just because he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a real gym rat. That white guy. Yeah. Oh, he's a coach's kid. He's real heady. He's a real student.
They said that he reminded them of Kuechly.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly, right? Yep.
Yeah,
that's and I was
like, come on, man. Whoa.
So when you have Carson Schwessinger and Mason Graham and Myles Garrett causing chaos in a Jim Schwartz offense or defense. Ooh, you saw how they started playing in that second half once they cleaned up a couple mistakes and changed a couple philosophies. Oh my God. If that's the level of defense we have against,
we got a chance.
The Bengals are top 5, top 6, 7, 8, 9 in the league. They are one of the most
Top 5.
high octane offenses that the NFL has ever produced. And my God, we made them look normal yesterday in the second half, especially.
Very pedestrian.
Talk about our linebacker and talk about that defense.
Yeah, I think they did what they needed to do. It took a while for them to rev up, but hopefully, if they do this in the beginning, we have a chance against the Bats. We have a chance against the Ravens. We have a chance. We have a chance.
The Ratbirds. Kenneth is saying on the WNFL, I hear most of the kickers are real punts.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Did you see the green dildo make an appearance on the field?
Not yet. Not yet.
It did.
It did. Oh, it's awesome.
In Cleveland, somebody threw the green dildo from the WNBA out onto the field. Don't know what the deal is with the green dildo, but you better be selling them because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be an affiliate marketer for a green dildo company.
What?
Stamp the unhappy hour logo onto the green dildo. Like, that's not what you want to hear if you're going to click on the triple A's. Like, I want a happy hour if I'm going to be using like, why is this an unhappy hour? I don't know if that merch crossover would work for me.
Hey, happy to do the commercial. Good evening, ladies. I'm Sal from the Unhappy Hour. Have my drink. If you like to have a good time, you really love the green.
Good evening, ladies. Good evening, ladies.
Ribbed for her pleasure.
So that happened. That came out on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. What's his face was talking about it. I didn't even know it didn't make it to the air, but it's just like a cultural phenomenon. Don't know why, don't know who, don't know, but now it's a thing. Now I think it's funny, fine, whatever. It's just sophomoric and dumb, which I'll laugh at. I still laugh at fart jokes and like the simple, finer things in life. My only problem is obviously you could hurt somebody. We're not talking about a gummy bear.
Right.
You toss a marshmallow, you're like, a marshmallow. But like you're talking about something that,
has girth. I get it. Yeah.
Girth.
Girth. Yeah. Little girth. Girthy.
Girth. All right, let's keep it moving. Carson is looking good at middle linebacker, though. Yeah. Cedric Tillman has and is mostly picking up where he left off last year. I mean, aside from that awful whatever that led to an interception, Cedric Tillman looked serviceable. He looked like a solid number 2 player. He's got touchdown catch, right? He got the touchdown pass. Talk about Cedric.
I think that I think he is who he is, and I think he's only going to get better. He has to stay healthy. The best ability is availability. So
yes,
if he stay healthy, he should be fine.
No, that's a pretty good point. The best ability is availability. And let's talk about Myles Garrett still being the best in the world. I mean, you saw that play where they did a stunt. I think it was Schweisinger went inside and just I don't know if you watched this camera angle, but I either played it or I will play it. And he comes off the edge and it's just
Superman.
Boom. That might have been one of the hardest hits Burrow's ever taken. And luckily, smartly, he didn't drive him into the ground to break a collar. But like, they don't want to see their quarterbacks done for the season because of a hit. But he hit him about as hard as you can hit a player in today's NFL on that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was that incredible. Talk about Myles. Is he leading the league in sacks right now, or he's up at the top?
I think he's up at the top. I think someone got 3 sacks. I'm not sure about that, but I think someone got 3 sacks in the game. But don't know who. I think someone.
I'll tell you who. Harold Landry III has 2.5. Myles is sitting at number 2 with 2.
Okay, I knew someone had 3 though. It was someone flirting with 3.
Yeah, Harold Landry III of New England. Yeah. And by the way, Joe Flacco was the number 5 offensive passing leader, 290 yards. That was the quietest 290 you've ever seen.
I know, especially in Cleveland. Goodness gracious.
Flacco sitting there at number 5 on the day, like out of the most prolific passers, Flacco 290 in a pretty game, ball control kind of situation. No long bursts, no home run hits, but he still aired it out. He still kept
Did those other teams that was ahead of him, the 3 other quarterbacks, did they win their game?
Josh Allen, 394, won the game. Geno Smith, 362. I didn't have the Las Vegas Raiders winning the game, but he had 392. I'm sorry, 362 yards in Geno.
Okay.
Still,
that's a lot.
362 is crazy. Anything past 3 is impressive, but 362?
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, 318. He beat the Chiefs.
One game.
The only one that didn't, Michael Penix Jr., 298. And then Joe Flacco at 290. So anyway, that's what you have there. Okay, let's keep scrolling here. Brown safety Ronnie Hickman talking about his approach this year.
I think mentally, first, being in the system with Coach Schwartz for 3 years now has allowed me to, kind of look at other things on a deeper level now.
And by the way, Joe Flacco had a full offseason to prepare. He didn't have to hop on a flight and go look at places to rent in Strongsville next to Bill Cowher and everybody else you heard was coming here over the last 30 years. But yeah, Joe Flacco had a full offseason. That can't help. That can't possibly do anything but help. And so now, like he's saying here in this interview down below, was this safety Ronnie Hickman. He's had a couple of years now to work with the Jim Schwartz plan. You get more acclimated, you get more comfortable once you settle in. And it's like you don't have to learn French. And now you got to learn Spanish. Now you got to learn Mandarin. Now you got to learn English. Now you got to talk like a British, isn't it? Gobnop. Like you get to just stay in your, like, more knowledge will hit you because your foundation has been built.
Right.
Then you don't have to keep digging a hole to start from scratch. It's like, no, I got the basics handled. Now we're just going to frame it, put the roof on, then we can start doing all the plumbing. And like, that's how there's steps to building a house. Right. And I think retaining Schwartz has helped us build a house.
Most definitely.
Yeah. I like his aggressive attitude for sure.
Instead of just, the initial, what's my job, but what is my corner's job? What is my linebacker's job? How is he going to see this? Which call can, help him play faster? And just things like that, because at this level, talent kind of equates. It's more so the mental things that can give you an edge on, your opponent. Yeah,
the talent, the disparity of talent is not that great. The biggest problem is between the ears. It's the understanding. It never looked like Deshaun Watson learned the playbook. It never looked like he learned it.
No.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but he was uncomfortable.
No, but you got to remember, they switched it up for him. That's the thing. They switched everything up for him. So that's the problem that we had with Deshaun Watson. Mm-hmm. We got away from what was working, and we wanted to make it special for him because we gave him $230 million. So we had to get an offensive coordinator that fit to what he's into, and that didn't work.
Well, they said if you really wanted to, you just would have ran the Clemson offense and called it a day. You just would have ran the Texans offense and called it a day. They didn't. They wanted to find some sort of hybrid between Stefanski being the smartest idiot in the room,
right,
and just running the damned Houston Texans offense because your field general thrives in it. Just let him cook. Nope. I am Kevin Stefanski. I am super handsome. I look like Kevin Love's estranged. I look like Kevin Love's estranged brother. Yes, I could be in GQ, and I am a genius, and I am unfireable. I must have Epstein-like evidence against Jimmy Haslam, for he will never fire me. I will create the perfect offense, and Deshaun will mold his talents based around my brain.
Yep, that's the truth.
Am I being mean to Stefanski, or does he?
No, he deserved this. He deserves this because he's been here longer than 1 year. He deserves this. He should take it on the chin. He never lets anyone knows what's going on. We find out when we find out about things. It's just the way it is, Just like when he said it was a QB competition, he should have just been honest. No, Flacco's going to be our guy. Shador's good. We're going to save him. We're going to put him to the side. Hopefully, we're going to get these guys in. In a perfect world, we make the playoffs with Flacco. But if Flacco doesn't make it, he get hurt. We got two other guys as rookies that can take the spot. But Shador's going to be the third guy on the totem pole. That's my decision.
And you know what? Like
that, you're good. But when you try to make it a media frenzy and everything like that, that's what makes everybody go crazy.
Yeah, just set the expectations and leave it be. Looking at a couple of these plays here, that was one where Flacco evaded some pressure and a big gain to Harold Fannin. If you watch this play here, this is Wyatt Teller welcoming Bengals rookie linebacker. You see in the circle. Watch him demolish rookie linebacker Demetrius Knight, welcoming him to the NFL. Pancake anyone? Wyatt Teller pancakes him. That's something you're going to remember. That'll be on the film. Here's
no pace style.
Yeah. Now look at this route by Harold Fannin. He does that. I mean, he's a problem. He's looking like Kelsey in his prime. But Harold Fannin, watch this route. He busts up. He's going in, and he just
got him.
Loop-de-loop.
Got him.
Got him.
You know what's so funny about Ronnie Hickman that I just thought about? We picked him up, and when we had him, it was the guy we picked up from Kansas City that they gave that money to. Can't think of his name, but he proved that he wasn't
Lane Bo.
No, not Bo. Not the.
He was from Kansas City, and we paid him too much.
The safety.
Oh yeah,
he was talking trash. Oh, I could have won another Super Bowl.
Thornhill.
Yes,
that bum.
Thornhill proved that he wasn't good enough, and Hickman took his spot.
Yeah, we let him go. That was definitely not what we were hoping for. Let's take a look at Ohio State real quick. Yeah. Look at the receivers. Chris Olave had 7 receptions for 54 in the Saints game, where they played a lot better than people thought. Emeka Ibuka had 4 receptions for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns from Baker Mayfield. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, but then I stopped watching. It was too much. At halftime, I stopped watching that. I was like, come on, man. These guys. Whew.
But
they paid them $1 million to come up here and get beat like that.
Well, Emeka Ibuka looked legitimate, and I'm so happy that they gave Baker Mayfield they gave him some extra weapons down there, especially with Chris Godwin being injured like that. But yeah, Ohio State just crushing it. Marvin Harrison Jr., 5 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown for the Cardinals yesterday. Garrett Wilson, 7 receptions, 95 yards, and a touchdown for the Jets. And Jackson Smith and Jigba, 9 receptions for 124 yards. I mean, Ohio State cranking out the wide receiver ones across this league. Yeah. Just kind of waiting on the new guy, Jeremiah Smith, to come in and revitalize his Nest franchise, right?
Woo, that guy's so good, man. Imagine us getting him. Imagine that.
You know what? I can. I'm here for it. That sounds good to me.
I'm hoping that we say this and it just goes, hey.
Speak it into existence?
Yeah.
Hey, take a look at this play here. This was a huge game-changing play. Maybe the play that won the game for the Bengals. This was in deep territory. He got sacked for a safety, except Burrow knew exactly where he was, and he jumped out of the safety zone and did a dive 3-4 yards out. Yeah. But that was, I mean, that 2 points would have been all we needed. But Mason Graham made that play. They only rushed for 46 yards. That's a solid debut if you understand football. Just absolutely collapsing that pocket, wreaking havoc over there.
Yeah, that series showed me how good that defense was. It was like, man, they were like, no more. Okay, it's enough. Enough of this.
Took them to 3rd and 22, and then what was it, 3rd and 26? At the end of that, they went backward 20 yards or so. Oh, but yeah, Burrow diving out really made a difference. Quincy Carrier says the Browns defense today held a top 5 quarterback in Joe Burrow to like 30 yards passing in the second half today.
Yep.
The Browns secondary kept Higgins and Chase under 60 yards combined with no touchdowns total. It's going to fly under the radar how good they were. Wonder if that becomes more prominent versus Baltimore. Can we sustain this solid defense?
Yes, of course we can. Of course we can. My biggest thing with Baltimore is the run game. And I think that Graham is good enough to hold him down, especially while I think Graham is that good. I think he's that good.
I certainly hope so, because if you have a top 5 pick, you need somebody to be a game wrecker. You just don't need a good defensive tackle. You need an incredible defensive tackle. By the way,
Aaron Darnold.
Yeah. I mean, we could be so lucky, right? If you can see this play here real quick, Harold Fannin catches the pass. He spins out of that first tackle, head down, puts his shoulder down, and absolutely trucks that dude. Gets up, grunting. If you can see this, I'll let it play one more time, because when he lowers the boom, gets out of that one, and he is I guarantee you that linebacker's waking up sore today. We are on offense when we're on offense now.
Didn't he go to Kent McKinley?
Oh, did he?
I think he's a local guy. Fanning.
I don't know. One of us should look it up. I'll look it up. I played Kent McKinley. They were incredible. Harold Fannin Jr. played high school ball where? You said Canton McKinley?
Yeah.
Like Canton McKinley High School. You got it. And then Bowling Green State University, drafted by the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. He is incredible.
Yeah, a local guy. Yeah.
Chief David and Joker says, we will be better as a team. Like, we got this. We can improve. All right, well, we'll see. Daryl Ryder says Browns rookies showed up big Sunday despite the loss. So running back Dylan Sampson led the team with 29 rushing yards. That was the lead. Ooh.
Yeah, they didn't have over 60, 70 yards of rushing.
Okay. I mean, that feels right. That's how you get Joe Flacco to 290, you know.
Right.
Dylan Sampson led the team with 29 yards rushing and 8 catches for 64 more yards. 8 catches for Dylan Sampson.
Whoa.
And I think that's what Harold Fannin had. He had something similar to that.
Yeah. It was distributed out.
Yep. Running back Raheem Rocket Sanders scored a touchdown. I didn't even know who he was, and he jumped in and performed admirably.
Yeah.
He got it done. And he's a bit of a tank. He had a bit of a belly on him. He had a little bit of
he's a big guy. He had a little guy.
Bit of power. Harold Fannin had 7 catches for 63 yards. There you go. And linebacker Carson Schwessinger had a team-high 8 tackles.
Wow.
So, look, this is youth. And they talked about this on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show today. What you're witnessing with the Browns is the rebirth post-Deshaun. Everything was screwed up because of that contract. It set us back years. The salary cap hell. And we needed to draft, but we needed to draft right. We needed to draft players that could be plug and play starters, not liabilities. People that like you put in, you go, oh, we got better. We got better there. And I think you're finally seeing that out of some of these draft picks. Matt Montana says the good was Dylan Sampson, Joe Flacco, the tight ends, Cedric Tillman, and Myles Garrett. The bad, tackling for the 19th straight season. Oh, God. The Conklin injury. What is the Conklin injury?
Oh, yeah. He got in the first quarter, he got hurt. I don't know what happened. He always get hurt. This guy. Oh my God.
I know. You're starting to think maybe he's cashing in the checks a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You can't blame him for this. He got poked in the eye. Other than in the trenches, you should be wearing some sort of shield to protect yourself.
Yeah.
They're saying it was an eye injury. What's the update? Details. Poked in the eye. They'll see how that responds over the coming days. No further tests. Expected timeline. No official timeline. Injuries like this resolve in days to weeks, depending on the extent. Maybe a quick return or 1 to 2 games. I don't know. So there's no real update. But okay, that's our update on Conklin. The drops were bad, and Jerome Ford was bad. And then ugly, the effing kickers, man. So look, we've covered all this except the tackling. Your thoughts on the tackling?
Nah, I think that this is the first game of the year, so I chalk it up to that. Once they start going, I think they'll be fine.
So here's this play I told you about. Maybe one of the hardest hits Joe Burrow has ever had in his career. I mean, imagine you don't see anything. Because Schwessinger takes that tackle in, or that guard in, or maybe it was the center rather.
Yeah, and then he just came straight.
You have 1,000, 2.
Yeah.
As soon as you see it, it's done. That has to be one of the hardest hits Joe Burrow's ever had in his life.
I think the hardest hit he had was the one that got him out about like his second year of playing. That hit was hard. That he took. He took a hard hit.
Yeah, it's a tough.
He didn't see that coming. He didn't see that coming. That's the worst type of hit
The best
Ever.
type of hit. I play defensive end, so I live for this stuff. I love this stuff. It makes me so happy watching it, for sure. Okay. Yeah, they're taking us back to 1995. Oh my God, that was 30 years ago. A long time coming. Herb's score is the appropriate one on this call, and they make it to their first playoff spot in 41 years. That's crazy. They had a 41-year drought.
And that was a good team, man. Goodness
I know.
gracious.
I just, if they wouldn't have changed the strike zone to gift the Braves a World Series, we would have easily had that. And you know what? Look at that lineup.
That team, goodness
the Bronx
gracious.
Bombers lineup had nothing on that 95. Had nothing on that 95. You had like Manny Ramirez batting 8th or 7th, and Sorrento with 40 home runs batting 9th.
Man.
You're like, what? Everybody's crushing it on this team.
Jim told me with the major league swing, point out, you do the point. Man, I love that team.
I love
Manny Ramirez. Oh my God, that was a good team.
Kenny Harold Fannin Jr. set an NFL record in his debut yesterday. Fannin had 7 receptions, tied for the most all time. You know what? He tied fellow rookie Warren up in Indianapolis Colts. By the way, did you see Daniel Jones get that win yesterday? Big Colts win.
Yeah.
Whew. Not too shabby.
They said Daniel, they was calling him Daniel Manning. I was like, wait a second now. Wait a second.
Yeah, slow your roll. Let's get a couple wins before we. But look, I root for the players that might take a second or third team to get things settled in. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a marriage or two to get figured out. How do you do this? We're all just guessing at life. Everybody's allowed a couple mistakes. You're not allowed to I don't know, do the unforgivable things, and you know what those are. But
a mulligan, come on. Yeah,
we're all allowed some mulligans. Yeah. We're all allowed a litlittle bit of maturity and learning experiences. You just don't want to have repeat. You just don't want to fall into a groove where you're just, 14-time arrestee in North Carolina, for example. But that's a story we covered on the other. All right. So ESPN Cleveland reporting there's a real likelihood that Quinshawn Judkins makes his season debut week 2 against the Ravens, per Adam Schefter. Quinshawn, tell us about him. For those people that aren't huge Buckeye fans, what are they getting out of Quinshawn Judkins? Hopefully this week for the Browns.
In my opinion, I think they're going to get, if I can compare him to somebody, they're going to get a Kareem Hunt, but bigger.
Oh, okay.
A bigger Kareem Hunt. That's my opinion on him. That dude he can move. He's strong. I can't think of what game I saw him play where he trucked this guy. It was so bad. I was like, oh man. I was like, goodness gracious.
Well, there was the truck, but there was, if you're referring to this, are you referring to the stiff arm off the left-hand side on like a sweep? Yeah. That was in the championship game against Notre Dame, I believe. And he grabbed him and threw his ass down. Yeah. Out my face.
Yeah, it was bad. And he's not quite as big as King Henry, but he's big enough. You know,
people are. Quinshawn mushed the guy.
Yeah. Yes, he did mush that guy.
He mushed that guy.
Pretty embarrassing. And he just dropped him like he was just a sack of potato. Get off me.
Yeah, I loved it. Nick Carnes says we had a missed extra point, a missed field goal, an interception off a drop, an interception off a drop. You couldn't possibly let Joe Flacco down more. And here you go. There's you know him.
Oh, yes.
There he is, staring motherfuckerly.
Jules Winfield, my man from Inglewood.
My man from Inglewood. You lost your LA privileges. Now I'm doing Marcellus Wallace. Anyway, Samuel L. Jackson here. So
tasty burger.
Check out the big brain on Brad.
Yeah.
They speak English in what? What ain't no country I ever heard of. I gotta watch that movie again. I've been quoting it so much. It's one of the best ever. Oh, it's good. I know it's because our generation grew up watching it and it kind of hit us at the right time, but it's legendary.
Yes.
The whole movie. I remember I was on a wine tasting tour in, where was I? Catalina or Rosalita, Mexico or something. And we were at a wine bar and we just started talking. We were sitting around this wraparound thing on a cruise. We were doing we'll hit this for the day and then we'll go here or whatever.
You're right.
And I started talking to this guy next to me, and the movie came up. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
No!
And scene.
What?
Me and a complete stranger started that scene, and we got louder and louder and louder and synchronized, and we went beat for beat for beat. And the whole place looked at us and clapped when it was over. Like, what just happened? I don't know what just happened, but I love it. I'm here for it. So, yeah, talk about how we let Joe Flacco down. We
did.
Schluffed
I
this
mean,
away.
I mean, the way I look at it is this. I think Flacco really believes in the team, because if he didn't believe in the team, he could be sitting on the couch somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, but he really believed in the Browns, and he felt that what he had with us 2 years ago was magical, and that he felt that he could recreate that magic with him being here with us, having a full training camp, him having young blood in there, you know, and him like just being able to be the leader that none of the other quarterbacks that we had when we had young quarterbacks there could ever be. I think that's the biggest thing with us. We didn't have quarterbacks that was willing to actually be there for the guys. As much as I don't like Johnny Manziel, I don't think that who was the quarterback when he was there?
Brian Hoyer.
I don't think Hoyer was there. He didn't care for Johnny Manziel. And
how could anybody? The dude was a dipshit. He didn't take anything seriously.
I understand that. I understand that. No, I get it. No, I'm not arguing the fact that
I just like to argue.
I'm not arguing the fact that you're a dipshit. But my thing is that I still feel that they were two different men. So when you got a guy that like to party and hang out with LeBron, Brian Hoyer knew it's nothing he could have really told that guy. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't. If I'm a family man and I take care of my family and I actually eat off of football, there's nothing you can tell a guy who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, who had money, who was born with money, who decided to play football because he's good at it. You know, it's nothing you can really say to that type of guy. So I think ultimately, if he was able to kind of move that ego away and look past him as being who he was, his persona, and actually talk to him like, hey, look here, young man, I get that you want to party and stuff like that, but we need to get you right just in case something happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So this is important that you know the playbook. It's important.
This Johnny Manziel like bullshit tour, I'm so over it. I just
and I agree. I agree with you. The only look, he's the example of what privilege, the worst side of what privilege brings. Because it looked like if he really cared about the Browns or being great, he would have did what he needed to do. Since he didn't do what he needed to do, and it was more important for him to go and do whatever he was doing, that's what made everything happen the way it did. I think you put a post on it, and I put what I said on there. And it's just sad that you know, he didn't take it serious. If you don't take anything serious, then this is the outcome. And I hope that he's a precautionary tale to all the young men that's out there playing the sport, because it's good to be good against people that's not good. And on every team in college, it might be 3 people that's capable of making an NFL roster. And you'll be able to beat a team like that. But when you go to the NFL where everybody's good, you're gonna have problems. Well, everybody runs.
What they were just saying is that year 3 with Schwartz, you start separating. Everybody's talented, but now it's like you excel through preparation, training, understanding, and a mastery of the information for sure. By the way, let me tell you this. This is interesting. Here's a list of running backs who didn't do as well as Nick Chubb yesterday. Isaiah Pacheco, David Montgomery, Jeremy McNichols, Austin Eckler, Travion Henderson, Dylan Sampson, Brian Robinson Jr., Bucky Irving, Jalen Warren, Ashton Jeanty, James Conner, Chase Brown, James Cook, Alvin Kamara, Zach Charbonnet, Omarion Hampton, Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, Devon Achane, Chuba Hubbard, Saquon Barkley is where you tie Nick Chubb at 60 yards rushing yesterday. 60 yards. He looked okay. And that was because, where's this on X? This one from Roberto Shenanigans. I still can't believe Andrew Berry chose to keep Jerome Ford over this guy.
And that's the problem.
Why didn't we just keep him? I wish we would have kept Nick. They picked Jerome Ford. And once again, they picked the younger. It's probably just youth. They're picking the younger guy that if it works out, they'll be here longer. I get that. But also, you could have had Matt Prater that went in and won the game for the Bills. Instead, you got the young guy that had never been here before. Yeah. You could have had Nick Chubb, but now so anyway, good to see Nick Chubb healthy and still playing.
But it still would have been a problem with Chubb because everybody loved Nick Chubb, man. It would have been kind of awful.
It wouldn't. They would have kept no. They wouldn't. It would not have been a problem.
You think so?
We know he's had his knee repaired more times than the Real Housewives have had boob jobs and nose jobs, right? So hold on, was that almost a spit take?
He's trying to kill me over here. You said more than the Real Housewives. I'm like, where's he going with this? The Real Housewives, really? Is that what we doing, bro? That's what we doing, Brian?
That was almost. I've had some spit takes, and it's part of the reason why I've been doing stand-up comedy this year, and I need to get back to it. I've taken some time off reprioritizing some stuff. There's only so many hours in the day that you either dedicate to podcasting or you dedicate to work or you dedicate to this or that. But yeah, I've had spit takes before, and it's like one of the best things. I almost got a legitimate. I heard the ice fall. I heard the ice fall back into the glass. I don't know if that counts as a spit take or not.
You are silly, man.
I feel like
more than the Real Housewives got. I was like, oh Lord.
Like this is going to go off the rails. Okay, here is, despite the loss, Browns rookie Carson Schwessinger was making plays out there. And so here's an interview from Cameron Justice about it.
Oh, he's a monster. I told everybody from the beginning, he'll be an all-pro player eventually, and I think he played amazing today.
I expect that from him. I've seen it in practice. I've seen how he carries himself in the facility, in meetings, and things of that sort. So I expect that from him. He's a heck of a player, and he's going to continue to grow.
I mean, he just feels like he stepped in as like he's the leader. He's got the green dot, right? He's the captain of the defense.
Yeah. But it's just amazing when you really think about his journey. He didn't start his senior year of playing football. He didn't start until the third game of the season for UCLA.
Look at how hard this hit is, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He just has a nose for the ball. And once again, a super heavy hit that makes them think twice about crossing over the middle. When's the last time anybody gave a shit about crossing over the middle on the Browns?
When we had I can't think of the safety name. We had a good safety. That
you mean Eric Turner back in the 90s?
No, not in the 90s. It was a safety. I can't think of his name right now. Man, he was on a podcast. Actually, he was on a podcast talking about the Browns, and he was a pretty good safety. I remember him, like he would always lead our team in tackles.
Really?
Yeah.
What year?
Ooh, let me look up this podcast. They had the guy on this podcast, but he was a pretty good player, man. He was good. I think he got hurt, like everything that happened to us. The guy gets hurt.
Are you talking T.J. Ward?
T.J. Ward, yes.
Bam, got it.
Like I'm talking about T.J. Ward was ridiculous. He averaged like 100 and some tackles a year.
He played from 2010 to 2013. He led or was among the top tacklers in multiple seasons with a career total of 342 tackles, 248 solo, 94 assisted, over 54 games for Cleveland. Notably, he had a standout season in 2013.
Yeah.
Hey, McNeil here says this would hit like crack. Browns signed Phil Dawson. Could you imagine?
Man, look here.
It's just a kicker. You don't need, just do it. You could do that till you're
As much
70.
as I like Phil Dawson, man, come on.
Philly D, baby.
Phil Dawson is 72 years old, man. Stop it.
Hey, here's a quiz that we put on our X feed. Please fill this out if you're a Browns fan. Are you a Cleveland Browns kicker? Yes or no?
That's cool.
Misery loves company, right? You got to laugh at it at a certain point.
Oh my God.
Hey, here's another one. And by the way, both of these memes can be found on the Tina. It is the Unhappy Hour Sports Show Instagram page. Make sure everybody's following it. We put these two out there this morning or yesterday. But yep, here's to another year of watching Cleveland Frowns football. Do you like the name Cleveland Frowns or Cleveland Clowns? If you're gonna be
Probably frowns. I would do frowns.
Frowns. I agree.
I'll do the elf with a frown on his face. Make it easy.
Frowny Elfie. By the way, Nick Karn says Steelers made a 56-yard and a 60-yard kick. Browns miss an extra point and a chip shot. I effing hate it here.
Yeah.
And look, that's why the Steelers are winners. It can really just be that basic. That's why they won.
Did you see the dad joke I put on the Ultimate Cleveland Browns?
Tell me about it, and I'll tell you if I remember it.
They asked what does the Kansas City Chiefs and Donald Trump have in common?
Hold on. Yeah, I just saw this. Yes, they're both used to beating the Browns.
Yeah.
Or they're both really good at beating the Browns.
Yeah. I was like, wow. No, but the guy had a joke. He said something. He was like, some type of racism. I was like, whoa, wait a second. And then he was like, yeah. I was like,
He knew exactly where that joke
was going.
Yeah, he knew exactly what was up there.
Like, whoa.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the game yesterday. Any final thoughts on the game or looking ahead to next week? How would you wrap up your thoughts on what you saw? Another Browns season, a 1-point loss. Here we go. What say you? What's on your mind now as we wrap this up and look ahead to playing the Ravens in Baltimore at 1:00 on CBS next week?
I think it's low-hanging fruit to really be really too hard on the young man. This is his first time kicking in the NFL. Hopefully he understands how important his job is, especially to our fan base and how much we love the game. And he comes in next Sunday and he's able to make those field goals because we need those. We need those extra points. If he missed one, I think we need to start going for 2 points after that point. If it's a situation where he misses one, after that, we're going for 2. I feel that right now they should be trying to figure out who's not a Browns kicker or who hasn't ever kicked for the Browns and try to get them to come in and check them out. I don't know if Hopkins is playing for another team, but I think we gave up too soon on him. You know,
he had the yips. He was missing them in preseason.
I know, but still, it's like, hey, I look at it this way. You know, we already paid the guy. I think we should have. When you already paying the guy, you have to stick. You got to kind of stick with him. You do. You have to. You have to stick with him. If you already paying the guy, you have to stick with him and try to figure out how we can unyips the yip out of him or figure it out because now we're in a situation where we're going to have to get someone that's probably not suitable for us to have as a kicker. So it's like I look at it this way. I'd rather deal with the devil I know than the angel I don't know. So that's just the way I look at it. Everything else I feel will come into place. I think that we have a chance of beating Baltimore, especially if we can control the clock the way we did in this game. And I think that Flacco should take more chances, in my opinion. If you take a little, not to the point where we're gonna lose the game, but just take a little bit more chances. we get Junkins back.
Well, I promise you, Judkins. They look the excuse me, the linebackers and the secondary for the Ravens. They are going to respect the play action run when you're handing it to Quinshon Judkins. Exactly. They didn't have that. So Flacco could only take what was given. And he made no mistakes. Those 2 turnovers that's on the receivers. That's just stupid. Maybe you could say he didn't throw a perfect pass. I don't care. You're in the NFL. It hits you in the hands. You catch the damn ball. Stop it. Stop it. Worst case, you bat into the ground. You don't flip it. It's almost like they were trying to lose the game, but knock, knock. It's game time. It's football time. The Browns are back. Sal, I'm thinking we might do a live show every Browns game. I'm not entirely certain. Oh, that's the other expense I was going to get. I was thinking about signing up for like one of the streaming services so I can get all the games.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Get the thing I was telling you about.
What?
I'll text it to you.
Text it to me off air.
And check that out because I get all the games.
Feel free to put it in.
I don't pay that much and I get everything.
What's the service called? You can text it to me. That's fine.
I'll text it to you.
But yeah, put it in the group too because I get some of the games because of my proximity to Louisville, Kentucky. So like this one was easy. It was the Cincinnati market. Of course, I was getting this game. There's going to be some I'm just going to get shut out. And I don't want to go to B-dubs. I don't want to go up to some. Right. I want to look. We all just hung out like we were in a living room drinking, like watching the game in real time, providing analysis. What do you think of this? Oh, my fantasy team. Who scored? Tell me. We were having it was as good as the NFL. Whatever what do they call that? The game NFL league. Whatever. Yeah. I had a great time. I would be totally fine watching it from home. And so I don't know if I'm going to do every game, but maybe next week we will. And if you happen to be around, you have the open invite to join us, of course. So we'll keep you posted on that. And if you remember the name of that streaming service, you send me that text.
I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay. Do you want to advertise it or you don't want to mention it?
Well, they're not paying me, sir. If they pay me, then I'll do that.
All right. We'll keep it low key and then maybe I'll try it out and see what options we have. I know Stream West was really big and then that got shut down. They showed LeBron using it on the sideline. And then as soon as I found out about it, it was already shut down. So I don't know how much longer some of those companies can keep going, but
this has been very reliable, and they have pretty good movies and things in that nature. So that's why I'm saying I'm gonna send it to you so you can check that out.
Sounds good. Well, we will be back. Keep tuned because coming up tomorrow at 6:00, we're gonna look across the entire NFL. And we're going to have this show right here, Sal, Strictly Football. Have you ever watched an episode of Strictly Football last season or this season?
I don't know. I think maybe.
It's the show that I do with Mike Barra. You might know Mike from the Ancient Alien series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was on one time with them. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I honestly, I do start losing track of all my wheelings and dealings, to be fair. But yeah, so season 2, episode 1 and episode 2 are out on Rumble and YouTube. Make sure you're following the Unhappy Hour and the New American Media in all of the places. Strictly Football. This is Strictly Browns. But yeah, this is the Unhappy Hour, man. And I appreciate you all for being here, Sal.
All right,
thank you.
All right.
We will talk to you again soon. Go Browns.
Go Browns.
We got some pretty impressive young talent, which is giving me a reason to. It's keeping me in it, and a defense was so competitive. If we can stay into it to the end on the Bengals, we can stay in it on any of the I think we can. So fingers crossed.
And we got a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance. Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. Am I dumber or are you dumb? I don't know.
I'm dumb.
Okay, I'll be dumber. You're like, I'll take one for the team. I'll be dumb. You be dumber, dummy. Anyway. Yes, Browns fans are the epitome of Dumb and Dumber because we keep showing up every year. It's the same old song and dance, but we're here for it. We're loyal to a fault. Thank you all for watching. Sal, to be continued. We'll talk to you again soon, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll bring him back coming up soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching today's episode. And we will be back tomorrow at noon on the TNAM Daily Show here on the New American Media. Thank you all so much for watching.